The COP27 summit has agreed on a climate deal at the closing plenary session of the gathering in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. Now, the deal includes agreement on a historic step to set up a fund to help poor countries being ravaged by the impacts of global warming. Developing countries have been asking for financial assistance after climate-related disasters for years, but have had no success until now. COP27 President Sameh Shoukry brought the gavel down to signify approval of the political agreement.
I now invite the COP to adopt the decision entitled Sharm el-Sheikh Implementation Plan contained in document FCC/CP/2022/L19/Rev1. Hearing no objections, it is so decided. I hereby suspend the 10th meeting of the COP.
Well, Sabc News International Editor Sophie Mokoena has been attending the summit and spoke to Minister of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment, Barbara Creecy.
We would want to congratulate the Egyptian presidency for all the hard work that they've done, and also for the draft text, which we regard as being very balanced. And I think in the context of a very tough negotiating environment, very positive text overall. You would know that we went into these negotiations with loss and damage being the really difficult issue. The draft text indicates that there will be a new mechanism for financing loss and damage. A fund will be established at COP28, and between now and COP28 there'll be a transitional committee that will look at sources of financing, the modalities of how the fund will operate, and of course who will benefit under what circumstance. Now, this was a major demand by the African continent as a whole, and South Africa would have supported the African continent in making this demand, because we understand how important it is to vulnerable countries on the continent that are already spending between 5 and 12% of their GDPs on the climate transition and climate impacts. We can also say that we are pleased with the work program on mitigation. It emphasizes the urgency of the situation, the importance of keeping global average temperatures at 1.5 degrees. It talks about the critical decade between now and 2030, which the 6th IPCC report said was important for all of us to enhance our ambition if we are to maintain the 1.5 degree increase. On adaptation, there has been some progress. There's agreement to set up different workshops that would focus on sectoral issues such as health, food and water security, ecosystem services. There's also agreement to set up targets and indicators for measuring progress on the targets. On the long-term finance goal, the post-2025 goal, there has been some progress. Of course, we're still dealing with the fact that the 100 billion has not been honoured, and the inevitable implications of lack of trust that creates between developed and developing countries. What we think is really important is the political framing of the cover document, which talks about understanding climate transitions in the context of achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, and it talks about the importance of just transitions in that context, leaving no one behind. It also talks about the importance of reform of the international financial institutions and in particular of the multilateral development banks. This is a matter which South Africa has been campaigning for in a variety of forums, and we think it's very positive if the decision in the closing plenary is the UNFCCC will add its voice to this important call.